Hello everyone, this is Ritik Sinha from Ace the Clat, and this is the fourth video on our series of videos or video lessons on legal reasoning. And this video mein I would be talking about a practical mock strategy for the legal reasoning section specifically, or in other words, I would be talking about what your approach should be while solving a legal reasoning section. In the first part of this video lesson, I have talked about these three things, these questions. The first question says where to keep legal reasoning, and the second question says how to solve a passage. How to solve a passage is broadly the main idea behind creating this video or video lesson. So first question जो है, where to keep legal reasoning. See, I've talked about this a number of times that you as an aspirant should be alternating between a reading intensive section and a reading not so intensive and a not so reading intensive section. Okay, and legal reasoning, as a matter of fact, is the most reading intensive section, and it can sometimes be very exhaustive as well. So इस section के लिए, considering that it is a very reading intensive section and at the same time it is exhaustive as well, I would suggest कि you keep this section in the first half of your CLAT mock that you are giving, or in fact the final paper. Take this with a pinch of salt, because if you keep this at the later part of your mock and it is working fine for you, you are scoring already good, right? Then do not experiment. But let's say you are scoring not so well in this section, then there is a good possibility कि ये इस वजह से हो रहा है क्योंकि तुम एक रीडिंग इंटेंसिव सेक्शन को, एक एग्जॉस्टिव सेक्शन को मॉक के लास्ट में रख रहे हो. कई बार ऐसा होता होगा कि मॉक के लास्ट के 10 मिनट में तुम्हारे लीगल रीजनिंग सेक्शन बचा हुआ है, पूरा नहीं, लेट्स से 2 या 3 पैसेजेस बचे हुए हैं. सो उन 2 या 3 पैसेजेस को तुम अच्छे से, यू आर नॉट एबल टू सॉल्व दोज पैसेजेस in the way you could have done. So the point that I'm trying to make is that if you are not already scoring good in this section and have been keeping this section at a later stage of your mock, then try experimenting for the next couple of mocks कि तुम legal reasoning section को you try and keep this at the first half of your paper, okay, of your mock. Okay, so this is my answer to the first question. The second question is how to solve a passage. So we have three things over here. First, you should be reading the passage first, okay? Then you should be deciphering the principles, and the most important part, that you should be applying the principles to the questions that are asked as part of that passage. So एक legal reasoning section में you typically have 5 to 7 questions as a part of your passage, right? So 3 point मैंने लिखा है यहाँ पे, and you should be following this in this sequence only. पहले passage read करना है क्योंकि इस section में questions पहले read करने का I do not think it makes any sense to read the questions first in this type of passage, right? The second step is to decipher the principles if not explicitly given. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि explicitly given होता है passage में principles, लेकिन कई बार you have to decipher it, right? जैसा कि मैंने types of passages के वीडियो में बात करी थी, right? And the most important part is to apply the principles. Once you have the principles, then you should be applying the principles into the various fact situations present, either in the passage itself or in the questions that follows that passage, okay? So I'll talk about these 3 steps in detail in the example that we are going to look at, right? As we solve that example, these steps will become more clear to you. So it would be a good idea to watch the video till the very end to get a clear picture of how you should be solving a typical legal reasoning passage, okay? So let's look at the worked example. Yeah, so let's check out the worked example. Here it is, and before you move on or proceed with video lesson, I would urge you or suggest you to please go and attempt this passage as a quiz yourself. This passage was taken from one of the sample papers, but if you haven't attempted it already, and if you think that even if you have attempted it, you do not exactly remember the answers, then I would sincerely request you to please go and attempt this passage first before moving on with the video. Okay, so यहाँ पे पैसेज दिया हुआ है एंड उसके सारे क्वेश्चंस 5 क्वेश्चंस हैं यहाँ पे दिए हुए हैं. एंड मोर ओवर आई वुड ऑल्सो लिंक द स्प्रेडशीट in which I received the responses that you make. Okay, so you can check the spreadsheet as well. All right. Okay, so now let's try and solve this worked example. It is a fairly long passage. Let me check the number of words. Yeah, it should be around 300. Yeah, 350. But ये सभी आया तो around 300 words, 320, 330 words का passage है. Let's read this. The central government has decided to invoke the Epidemic Act 1897 to tackle the coronavirus crisis. Okay. The decision was taken on March 11th, 2020, and the Epidemic Act is meant to provide for the better prevention of the spread of dangerous epidemic diseases. So, ये हो गया context तुम्हारा एक तरह से, right? And दिस एक्ट का जो ऑब्जेक्टिव है वो इस सेंटेंस में लिखा है कि दिस एक्ट इज मेंट टू प्रोवाइड फॉर द बेटर प्रिवेंशन ऑफ द स्प्रेड ऑफ डेंजरस एपिडेमिक डिजीजेस, राइट. द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट issued a regulation which is known as the March 11th regulation prohibiting till March 31, 2020 the entry into Indian ports of international cruise ships, crew or passengers with a travel history to coronavirus hit nations. So यहाँ पे 3 conditions या 4 conditions दिख रहे हैं, right? Okay, let's highlight the name of the rule, that is March 11th regulation, and let's italics में कर देते हैं जो भी conditions हैं. तो पहला हो गया March 31st 2020 तक the entry into Indian ports, है ना, and international cruise ships, crew or passengers कोई नहीं आ सकते जो कि कोरोना वायरस हिट नेशन से होते हुए आ रहे हैं और जो जिनकी ट्रैवल हिस्ट्री कोरोना वायरस हिट नेशन से, राइट. सेक्शन 2A ऑफ द एपिडेमिक एक्ट empowers the central government to take steps to prevent the spread of an epidemic. So we can infer कि जो ये March 11th regulation है ये सेक्शन 2A के तहत ही लिया गया, राइट. By virtue of Section 2A of the Epidemic Act, this March 11th regulation has been notified by the government, right? When the central government is satisfied that India or any part thereof is visited by or threatened with an outbreak of any dangerous epidemic disease, the central government may prescribe regulations for the inspection of any ship or vessel leaving or arriving at any port in the territories of India and for such detention thereof or of any person intending to sail therein or arriving or leaving thereby as may be necessary, it says. तो सेक्शन 2A जो बेयर एक्ट में लिखा हुआ है वो ये लिखा हुआ है, राइट. एंड नोटिस द डिफरेंस बिटवीन और एंड मतलब कि एंडी वाला एंड OR और के बीच में डिफरेंस है, राइट. और अगर लिखा होगा तो 2 में से या फिर 2 और मोर में से एक ही कंडीशन मीट करना है ना, उस फैक्ट सिचुएशन को. एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड इफ एंड इज रिटन तो दोनों कंडीशन मेट करना है, राइट. सो कीप दैट इन माइंड व्हाइल सॉल्विंग एनी लीगल रीजनिंग पैसेज. ओके, मूविंग अहेड. The British Era Act was mainly used to control plague in the late 1800s. Its provisions being invoked by the government now calls for fines and imprisonment in cases of violation. So British Era Act है ये अपना Epidemic Disease Act, and its provisions being invoked by the government now in the present context, it calls for fines and imprisonment in cases of violation. The Section 3 of the Epidemic Act says that any person disobeying any regulation or order made under this act shall be deemed to have committed an offence punishable under Section 188 of the IPC, right. Under Section 188 of the IPC, right. This is a point to note because Section 3 को वायलेट करने पे जो पनिशमेंट है वो सेक्शन 3 के हिसाब से नहीं मिलेगी. इट वुड बी गिवन under section 188 of the IPC. Okay. The law also protects officials who act under the provisions of this law. No suit or other legal proceedings shall lie against any person for anything done or in good faith intended to be done under this act. So, according to section 4 of the legislation, this law also protects officials, right? The Epidemic Act can be used to restrict movement of suspected coronavirus patients to prevent further spread of the disease. The need to invoke the act was felt to empower the central government to tackle the outbreak. ये हो गया अपना passage. There is this March 11th regulation. There are 3 or 4 sections mentioned as well. Section 2A, Section 3 of the Epidemic Act, Section 3 and Section 4 of the Epidemic Act, along with Section 188 of the IPC. I understand that you do not have the liberty to annotate or highlight the text in the examination, but still this time around the paper is going to be offline, so paper पे pencil से annotate तो कर ही सकते हो, right? The first question. On March 12, 2020, the central government prescribed a set of regulations, the March 12 regulations. Note that passage में March 11 regulations थे and यहाँ पे March 12 regulations हैं, which required that any goods vessel trying to enter an Indian port should be first subjected to a thorough inspection by the government health officials at that port. Okay, March 12 regulation से एक separate regulation है जिसमें any goods vessel trying to enter an Indian port should first be subjected to a thorough inspection by the government health officials at that port itself. Right, so let's make it bold. On March 13, 2020, on March 13, 2020, a Russian goods vessel, the Vostok, मतलब case सामने present कर रहा है question setter, the Vostok reached the waters outside Vizag and sought permission to dock at the port from the port authorities. The port authorities informed the captain of the Vostok that they had a shortage of health officials at the port and that the Vostok would have to wait 3 days before it could be inspected and a decision taken on its entering the port. Captain Gagarin of the Vostok argues that this amount to prohibiting the entry of the Vostok into an Indian port, and since the prohibition only applied to cruise ships, it was invalid. So, मार्च 13 को एक रशियन गुड्स वेसल आता है एंड जो ऑफिशियल्स है उसे वो एंटर करने नहीं देते बिकॉज ऑफ हेल्थ रीजंस. दे से दैट फर्स्ट दे नीड टू बी इंस्पेक्टेड और be subjected to a thorough inspection, and they are government health officials as well, right? And they say that they will have the ship would have to wait 3 days before it could be inspected, and a decision is made on its entering the port. So Captain Gagarin is not happy with this, and he argues that this action taken by the health officials is invalid. Is he right? The question setter is asking us this. The options are here. First option says as yes, since the Vostok is a goods vessel and not a cruise ship. Okay, but goods vessel पे ही तो March 12 regulations apply होने वाले, right? And not on a cruise ship. So ये option is not the correct one. So A is not correct. B says yes, since a delay of 3 days amounts to the same thing as a permanent prohibition on entering the port. This is a far-fetched assumption which we are not allowed to make in a legal reasoning passage, right? C says no, the inspection of the Vostok was mandatory under section 188 of the IPC. Well, section 188 जो था, it was a provision to give punishment, right, for violating section 3. So this is also not correct. See, the first part of the answer is correct, but the reason is not correct. और हमें जो सही आंसर ढूंढना होता है उसमें रीज़न भी सही होना चाहिए एंड डिसीजन तो सही होना ही चाहिए. ओके, सो क्योंकि सारे ऑप्शंस गलत हैं, so D should be the correct answer, and it says that no, since the inspection of the Vostok was mandatory under the March 12 regulations. This is what we are looking at for, right? Okay, so D is the correct option. And meanwhile, I talked about the 3 steps, right? The first one was that we need to read the entire passage first. We saw that it does not make sense to read the first question directly, right? But again, ये section 188 क्या है ये तो हमें मेन पैसेज से पता चल रहा था, इस इंफॉर्मेशन से नहीं, राइट? नोट दैट पहले पैसेज पढ़ना इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड डिसाइफरिंग द प्रिंसिपल्स मतलब यू नॉट ओनली हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई द प्रिंसिपल्स, उस प्रिंसिपल के क्या क्या कंडीशंस हैं वो भी आइडेंटिफाई करना ज़रूरी है. यू कैन I made the text into italics, but you can also sort of underline the text. एक प्रिंसिपल को बॉक्स में डाल दो एंड बाकी उसके जो कंडीशंस है 3 या 4, ट्राई एंड underline those principles or those parts of a principle. Okay, now the next important question that I want you to look at carefully is question 3. Okay, so in this question, on March 23, 2020, the Vostok finished unloading all its goods and sought permission from the Vizag Port authorities to leave the port's waters. They asked the authority or permission to leave the port's waters. First officer Tereshkova of the Vostok had taken the decision to leave the port, even though Captain Gagarin was in isolation. The Vizag Port authorities refused the Vostok permission to leave. This is the contention, and the question is that did they have the authority to do so? Okay. Now most of you have marked A as the correct option, while the correct option is not A and it is C, the exact opposite of A, so to say. Right? A says that they had the authority to do so under the March 12 regulation, whereas C says that no, they did not have the authority. Now what's going on here? Let's look at March 12 regulation. It requires that any goods vessel trying to enter any port, an Indian port, should be first subjected to a thorough inspection by the government health officials at that port. You see, the restriction is on the entry of the port, right, and not on the exit of the port, as is clear from this question or this fact situation. Okay, so that pretty much sums up the importance of reading each of the principles carefully, because even minute details are very important. You might not have thought of why this date is given. Okay, what is the significance of this date? We will look at the significance of this date in the next question that we do, and that is the 5th question. Okay, so here is the 5th question, and it says that the cruise ship Sputnik Sweetheart was scheduled to arrive at Visakhapatnam port on April 2, 2020. It was scheduled to arrive at April 2, 2020. On April 1, 2020, Captain Gagarin was discharged from the hospital where he had been kept. As a humanitarian gesture, the authorities dropped all charges against him as well. Okay, so he was actually charged with section 188 as mentioned in the second question. Okay, yeah, in second or fourth question it is mentioned, and the authorities dropped all the charges against him. He therefore decided to buy a ticket to board the Sputnik Sweetheart, which is a cruise ship, mind you. And why did he do so? Because it was destined eventually for his home port of Vladivostok. The Vizag port authorities, however, decided not to permit the Sputnik Sweetheart to enter the port, as it had just arrived from China, a coronavirus affected country. Captain Gagarin claimed that they did not have the authority to do so. Was he right? Well, I hope you understood the question, that the cruise ship arrived on April 2, 2020, and it was coming from a coronavirus affected country, right? And the question is, was the decision taken by the Vizag port authorities justified, or whether Captain Gagarin was right? That is the core question, right? A says no, that he isn't right, and the authorities had that authority under the March 12 regulation. Well, let's read at March 12 regulation once again. It talks about the entry of a goods vessel, entry of any goods vessel, whereas this vessel is not a goods vessel, or this ship is not a goods vessel, it is a cruise ship, right? It is a cruise ship. So March 12 regulations के लिए तो ये relevant ही नहीं है. So this is not correct. B says that no, since the port authorities had that authority under the March 11 regulation. Okay, let's look at March 11 regulation. March 11 regulation is given here. The central government issued a regulation prohibiting till March 31, 2020 the entry into Indian ports of international cruise ships, crew or passengers with a travel history to coronavirus hit nations. Now we discussed that there are 3 conditions, right? And this decision taken by the Vizag Port authorities is not justified because the cruise ship entered the Indian port or seeked entry into Indian ports on April 1, 2020 and restriction कब तक है? It is till March 31, 2020. Okay, so even B is not the correct option. That it says that no, since the both authorities it is not correct. C says yes, since the March 11 regulation only prohibited the entry of such cruise ships until 31 March 2020. This is the correct option which we are looking for. Let's look at D for once. Yes, since the port authorities had that power under section 188 of the IPC. It's completely irrelevant because section 188 of the IPC seeks to give a penalty or punishment if anybody violates section 3 of the Epidemic Act 1897. Right? So यहाँ पे तुम्हारी important learning ये है कि it is just a matter of 2 minutes कि अगर were the cruise ship seeking entry into Indian ports on 11:59 p.m. of 31st March, the authorities had the right to not give that cruise ship a permission. लेकिन on the other hand, अगर ये incident 12:01 a.m. of April 1, 2020 को होता, the port authorities lose that authority or decision making power, right? This should be the learning that you should derive from the 5th question, that even minute details mean a lot when taking a decision, right? Okay, so let us we already have looked at the work example. In this slide, let us look at some of the useful tips that you should be keeping in mind while solving legal reasoning section in your mock. Okay, and the first tip says that you need to stay on your toes while solving a legal passage. We saw right that you need to be very alert while solving a legal passage because even minor tweaks in facts or principles can definitely change the answer that you make. Okay, and the second point is also relevant or related to the first point, that you need to be mindful of any change in facts or principles. Date, which apparently seems unimportant to us, plays such an important role in a legal reasoning passage. We just saw that, right? The third tip is not a tip but a question that I would try to answer. And the question is how to handle tough questions. Now, practically speaking, if you encounter a tough question in your mock, which you are bound to encounter, okay, the question setter is definitely going to pose some tough questions to you. Now, in that situation, my best advice would be to put a maximum of 1 or 2 minutes on that question, and if you are able to solve it, well and good, but if you aren't able to solve it even after putting 1 or 2 minutes, you need to make a real quick decision कि मुझे ये आंसर अटेम्प्ट भी करना है क्या. Okay, if you have already attempted a lot of questions, a sufficient number of questions, a good number of questions, let's say, okay, if you have already done so, I do not think you should be attempting that question. लेकिन अगर बहुत ज़्यादा ही कम question attempt किया है तुमने, then you may choose to put a maximum of another, let's say 30 seconds. And जो मैं 1 minute 2 minute बोल रहा हूँ, you need to time yourself, okay? एक सिंपल सा वॉच पहन के ज़रूर जाया करो मॉक टेस्ट देने के लिए. That would help a lot, okay? And see what happens a lot of times is how many minutes can you put into this one section. It is probably the most important section, but still and all, you cannot put more than 40-42 minutes to this section, right? If you are putting for more than 40 minutes to this section, then you are surely going to lose some marks in another section. Okay, so 42 minutes is the ideal time. uh, if you are able to complete all the passages in lesser time, well and good, but 40 minutes is the time that you should be giving to this section. A lot of times you are left with 2 or 3 passages in the last, let's say, 5 minutes, right? So उस समय में क्या करना चाहिए? See, first try and identify what is the cause of this. And I'm pretty sure that इसका एक बहुत ही मेजर कॉज है कि तुम टफ क्वेश्चंस को जहाँ 1 मिनट देना चाहिए वहाँ तुम 2 या 3 मिनट दे देते हो. एंड अगर ये तुमने 3 या 4 क्वेश्चन से भी कर दिया ना, तो तुम्हारा एक पैसेज तुरंत पाइल अप हो जाएगा. आर यू क्वेटिंग? दैट इज़ द रीज़न आई एम टेलिंग टू नॉट थिंक टू मच अबाउट the tough questions or the so-called tough questions inside a mock. You need to make decisions, but at the same time you need to make quick decisions as well. So that was all that I needed to discuss in this video lesson, guys. I think I've taken 20-25 minutes of you in this session. I thank each one of you for being with me till the very end. I hope तुमने notes भी बनाए होंगे. If you have any questions related to this video lesson, please comment down below. I would be happy to help. And अगर तुम्हारा कुछ feedback है, अच्छा लगा बुरा लगा जो भी, please leave your feedback in the comment section. And if you like the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, all the best.